Welcome to this introductory mindfulness meditation practice. So we begin by attending to the body. So if necessary, adjusting how you're sitting. It's good to have the back straight. You might like to support the back with an extra cushion or a folded blanket. And having the legs uncrossed if you're sitting on a chair with the feet in contact with the floor. So this is a meditation that mostly focuses on the body and the breath as a way to stabilize the attention, but also as a way of caring for ourselves. So just noticing right now the contact between feet and floor. We're not so much thinking about it as sensing. But if you're aware of thoughts, not to worry, this is quite natural. But inviting the mind to tune into sensations in the body, such as the contact between feet and floor. And recognizing that right now, if your feet are on the floor, they're being supported by the ground. You might like, if you haven't already done so, you might like to close the eyes gently. And it's perfectly okay if you choose to keep them open. In which case, it's a good idea to just have an unfocused gaze, or to drop the gaze towards the floor or perhaps the table in front of you. And registering also the weight of the body pressed into the seat of the chair. In this practice, we draw on a key attitude associated with mindfulness, which is curiosity. So without curiosity, it's very hard to really notice what's going on, because so much of the time we're on autopilot. So right now, being curious about the sensations in the buttocks and the contact between that part of the body and the chair or the cushion you may be sitting on. You may have a sense of the contact with clothing. Perhaps an awareness of warmth or coolness. some element of comfort or discomfort. And we're not really trying to change anything in this meditation, just tuning in and seeing what's here. And developing that attitude of curiosity, which makes it easier for us to approach our moment by moment experience. And remembering that anything that I suggest in this practice is meant as an invitation. So if for any reason you feel uncomfortable or some aspect of the instructions does not seem right for you at this time, the most important thing is for you to take care of yourself and, if necessary, stop the meditation or to ignore my guidance and do what you need to do to be present to yourself and to feel safe and comfortable. And if you're happy to continue following the guidance, noticing the contact between hands and the body. If the palms of the hands are in contact with the body, noticing what that feels like. Or if the backs of the hands are resting upon the body, noticing that kind of contact. Of course, the mind may say, yes, I know all about that. Of course, I know what that feels like. But as we're developing curiosity here, we may notice a lot more. When we really go into the details of our felt moment by moment experience. And if the mouth is closed, just becoming aware of the contact between the upper and lower lips. Exploring the sensations. And if you've decided to keep the eyes closed, noticing what the contact between the eyelids is like. And remembering that there is no particular way that we're meant to be feeling right now, so just being open to whatever your experience is. And there's nothing that we need to get right. And even letting go of any expectations that this should be pleasant or relaxing, or that your mind should be quiet. It may or may not be in this moment. So when we let go of any hidden agendas we might have for the practice, it's much easier for us to be honest with ourselves and to be fully present. Of course, when we shine a bright light, like pointing a torch on our inner experience, whether it's of the body or of the mind, we may not always like what we see or what we sense. So it's really important then that another key attitude of mindfulness, which is kindness, is something that we deliberately cultivate in our practice. So that if we find ourselves sitting with pain or anxiety or worry or anger or a mind that is easily distracted, when we observe all of this through the filter of kindness, we create a new kind of space in our relationship with ourselves. Letting go of judgments and self-criticism, which could have been the habit of a lifetime for many of us. And this is not something that we achieve once and for all in a particular moment. It's an ongoing practice. So as we continue the practice now, just holding a wide awareness of the whole body, from the top of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet. And having a sense of the space around the body. Holding whatever we're noticing with kindness, and a continual curiosity, which allows us to really approach whatever might be here. And then gathering in the attention to focus on the flow of the breath in the body. Allowing ourselves to experience the soothing rhythm of the breath. But this is not something that we need to make an effort to do. It's not something we manufacture. By allowing the mind to gently rest on the breath, we tune into its soothing quality. And it's good to be specific about where you notice the breath. So for some people, it could be at the tip of the nostrils, the air coming in being a little bit cool and the air going out perhaps being warmer. Or for other people, it's easier to track the movement of the breath in the abdomen, the belly. Noticing how it inflates and expands as we breathe in, and deflates and moves back towards the spine as we breathe out. And of course, it's also possible to observe the breath in the chest and shoulder areas. It's good to choose one spot and just stay with that. And it's likely that you have already noticed the mind wandering away from this anchor point of the breath. This is completely normal. It's not something we have to fight or be disappointed about. So the essence of mindfulness training is that when we notice the mind has wandered away from the focus of attention, in this case it's the breath, we gently, without any criticism, bring it back to the flow of the breath going in and out of the body. So as we come to the end of this mindfulness practice, it's good once again to prepare ourselves for being more active by noticing the feet being supported by the floor, the body supported by the chair. You might like to gently open the eyes and just kind of look around the room and maybe do a little bit of a stretch. Just kind of limbering up the body. going from being mode perhaps to a more active doing mode, and allowing the sound of the bell to help you to transition.